Welcome back, and now we are here to review Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest, the second installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, and this one was really a really good follow-up from the first film. Overall, it starts off, basically, we live off, Jack Sparrow is basically on the run from the Royal Navy, and of course, the East India Trading Company finds out that not only Jack Sparrow escaped, but he had some accomplices to help him escape. So, of course, the arrests are issued to both Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann. And of course, they did have a warrant issued for James Norrington, who, supposedly from what Governor Swan said, resigned his commission and has not been seen since. So overall, Lord Beckett takes over Port Royal, basically, and wants any way of form of finding Captain Jack Sparrow and his compass, basically. So his key thing here is he's ready to be rid of pirates without any issues. So of course he enlists Will Turner because he feels Will Turner has the best chance to achieving that for him. So along the way, Jack Sparrow and his crew on the Black Pearl end up on an island full of cannibals who pretty much at first make Jack their god, only then to turn against him and threaten to cook him. And of course, thanks to help from Will Turner, Mr. Gibbs, Brigetti, and Pintle, they manage to help Jack escape and head over to Teodalma, where they get clues to the key and what this key goes to, which turns out to be the chest Davy Jones. And we get across the Flying Dutchman, captained by Davy Jones himself, played by Bill Nighy. And let me tell you, Davy Jones and his crew, that CGI stuff works really well. Let me tell you, great CGI in Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest for the cruise. I mean, that was just well done right there. And this movie even won for best visual effects, and deservingly so. Deservingly so, they earned the best visual effects that year. So Johnny Depp, once again, great as Captain Jack Sparrow. Bill Nighy, great as Davy Jones. Davy Jones is probably one of the best villains of the series, hands down. Hands down. And of course, the chemistry between Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann definitely continues to progress. And of course, with Will being on there, Elizabeth misses him and decides to set out to find him and catch up with the crew. And in doing so, she catches up with Jack Sparrow on Tortuga, along with the crew. And of course, they come across James Norrington, who this time is in the pigs instead of Mr. Gibbs. And then the whole Tortuga thing was great too. How it all starts, how it all turns into a big old brawl. Jack Sparrow switching off hats and all that. That was just great stuff right there. So yeah. So of course in there, Will Turner's aboard the Flying Dutchman, where he meets his father for the first time in a long time. And so yes, he learns that once you swore an oath to the Dutchman, there is no leaving it. So as a result, then we get to the bit with the pirate dice, which was awesome. I mean, I've actually played that game. They even have a set at home here. So yeah, that was a fun game to play. Guess the dice, and not just your dice, all the dice of all players playing, and you can even be called out for being a liar. So yeah, fun game to play. Fun game to play. So of course, thanks to help from Bootstrap Bill, Will Turner avoids becoming a full servant of the Dutchman, and he finds out where the key is being held. And gets the key from Davy Jones while he's falling asleep, and escapes thanks to help from his father. And this leads to Davy Jones finding out and not pleased, unleashes the Kraken on the ship. Will is temporarily on, destroys the ship, but Will survives. makes it to the island, but so does Jack Sparrow and Elizabeth and the crew of the Pearl. And of course, Davy Jones sends his crew since he cannot set foot on land for nearly another decade. And then, of course, we find the chest, and then Jack Sparrow, Will Turner, and Norrington all have different reasons as to why they want the heart of Davy Jones. And this turns into a big three-way sword fight, which I have to say was a pretty good way to finale it right there. Three-way sword fight, very comical, kept you in it. I love it. And as a result, especially the moment when they're fighting on that wheel that's spinning, I know mainly the fight was Norrington and Will Turner, and as a result, they even roll on the wheel to the point where they get really dizzy and all that. So, yeah. So then, of course, Norrington makes off with the heart. Even does a little bit of a diversion so the rest of the crews can escape from Jones's crew. But of course, Davy Jones finds out and unleashes the cannons, unleashes the Kraken. And of course, Elizabeth handcuffs Jack Sparrow to the Pearl. And as a result, Jack Sparrow manages to get uncuffed in time for the Kraken to take down the Black Pearl to Davy Jones's locker. And as a result, the crew is now without Jack Sparrow, whereas Norrington turns in the heart of Davy Jones to Beckett to regain his honor. And this all leads to the end of the movie and bringing back Captain Barbossa, which was a great ending right there. So overall, this movie was a great follow-up to the first film. Not as good as the first, but still a very good film. I give this one about a 4 out of 5. So until next time, I'll be back soon.